I believe in a population of the size of Nigeria, you have all the ingredients from a biological perspective that you need.
Okay.
And my research up until date confirms that. So your biology is not going to be different to that of the African Americans or the Jamaicans. Whether it is superior to the rest of the world is still not a confirmed answer. I'm saying I don't think it is better than the rest, but I could be wrong. Either way, Jamaica produces the best sprinters in the world. The US has produced the best sprinters in the world. Your genetics are going to be similar to theirs. So if it's not superior than everyone else's, at least it's going to be as good as the best in the world. So that you can take for granted that they have the right genetics as a population. You have the population where you could find individuals with the right genetics. So that is, you take for granted that's the case. What now is required is, because you don't have a wide base of individuals doing the sport, you need to create that over time. That takes a long time to get masses to take part in sprinting. That's not going to happen in a day or two. But if you need to produce results in an Olympic round of, say, 4 years, you don't have a lot of time, so then you need to almost find a shortcut. The shortcut is using science to help you identify those individuals who in Jamaica would have been identified only because they would have come from the pyramid, from the base come to the top. There's no pyramid in Nigeria, so you need to use science to identify them. Once you identify them, and you then create the environment for them to train well, which is not going to be all that difficult, you could do it. So what you really need is a good talent identification program to identify those talented kids, then to look after them. And while you're doing that, that could be the fast track process. In the meantime, you're developing the base as well, because you can't always have small groups of athletes that you'll nurture. You need the base. But the base, as we said, will take 10 years. But to fast track that process, you use talent identification, identify those kids that are going to be fantastic, you look after them and nurture them, and then when you have success of those kids, they will act as role models for the base. And that's in one sense what has happened in Great Britain in cycling. They had the cycling centre in Manchester. They put a huge amount of money into creating the centre of excellence in Manchester. And Great Britain now is #1 in the world in cycling. Because now they have all these role models, they have the know-how, they put money into research how to develop talent, identify and develop talent. That's all you need to do. And the beauty of choosing athletics and sprinting, you don't need the resources that you needed in Manchester to create the cycling phenomenon. That is technically very expensive. You don't have wind tunnels, etc., etc. In sprinting, you don't need that. So for me, this is not rocket science. Just no one in Nigeria is thinking about it. And I'm sure a good businessman could think of tackling this question and dealing with it.